Good morning guys, Rob Leicester here from Leicester Bathrooms in the Leicester Bathrooms kitchen. A little bit of a different video today. I'm in the sling, the civvies and the slippers, so I'm not working, I've been injured. There's a little video explaining what happened. So we're going to look at something really important today, probably one of the most important how-to videos I've done. It's how to make a cup of tea. I've made cups of teas over the years for thousands and thousands of blokes, building sites, construction sites, people's homes. I've made loads of cups of tea. I'm kind of an expert. I'm going to throw at you 3 different ways, maybe 4 different ways. I like tea, a few different ways of making tea. Some might be controversial, some are fairly standard. I like tea. I'm a bit of an expert at this, I think personally. I've made loads of cups of tea in my day. I'm not going to lie to you, I've got nothing else to do. I can't work, I can't show you anything else apart from making a cup of tea, so okay. With that aside, let's just get on with it, shall we? Okay, let's look at the raw materials required. We need tea bags. We use a Tetley tea bag. That is our brand. We like a Tetley tea bag. We love a Tetley tea bag. Okay, but we're not savages in this household. We don't use it straight out of the bag. You need a tea caddy. If you don't have a tea caddy, get a tea caddy. Look at this. Full to the brim. Beautiful. Secondly, a nice big mug. Come on, we don't want anything smaller than this. I don't want to see you doing anything smaller than this. So that's the sort of size we're working to. That's our scale. Look at that. We want a tea bag receptacle to put our dirty tea bags in and a teaspoon. I find it a little bit sort of pedestrian, low grade, taking it straight out and putting it straight into the bin. I don't want to see that. I want to see you taking the tea bag out, putting it one of these. We're going to get this nicely full up to the top by the end of the day or tomorrow. Then we empty it into the bin, or the food bin, if you're conscious about the environment like I am. Milk, I use a semi-skimmed milk, that's my preference. I've had all sorts of milk, soy milk, whole milk, semi-skimmed milk, skimmed milk, whatever, breast milk. Big kettle. This will boil to 100 degrees, which I think is your standard boiling point. Please drop it in the comments if I've talking out my ass. We want fresh water in here. Never boil the same water twice. It just goes a bit scummy and a bit mingy. So I've got fresh water in there and that will boil up nicely. So let's look at the first method, shall we? I've got to set things straight right from the off. We're not a teapot house, okay? We don't listen to BBC Radio 3. We don't have sandals and socks combos, okay? So we don't do teapots in this house. We're straight into the cup. I just want to set that right from the beginning so we don't have any arguments about that, okay? I am talking about 1 cup of tea bag straight in, steeping that side. So let's just take that right out of the equation straight away. Thank you. We're going to go for one of the common methods. It's not my method. It's seen as a little bit sort of... I'll leave it open to your... I'll let you drop in your own little phrase in there. It's a milk in first. Okay, so getting our tea bag. Tea bag in first. Then we're going milk. Okay. We're going milk in first. So we're doing a little... something like that, this type of cup. This is a bit controversial, this method, but I said I'd show you a few methods, so that's what we're going with. So that's in first. Let's get the kettle on and wait for that to boil, shall we? Scissors. Didn't even know we had those. Hangover crackers. Kettle is boiled, in we go. So, you can't just bosh the water in. It needs to be really boiling hot. As soon as that's clicked, straight on. But you pour and you come up rather flamboyantly, a bit like a Salt Bae kind of guy. And you're getting that straight on the tea bag. Now look at this. That tea bag is full of air. I've produced a lot of air into that bag, so that's what we want, and it'll steep nicely. I don't like to let that tea bag sit and stew. I find it goes a little bit scummy, so I work the tea bag. I work it like this. Just give it a nice little clockwise clockwise rotation, and then you hit it with the anti-clockwise. It gets the most out of the tea bag. Look at that. Bully the tea bag. Don't be afraid. Be aggressive. And then let it spin. Leave that spinning. It's still spinning. Let it work its way in. I like to count about 100 revolutions if I'm going to be completely honest. Keep going with it. Then you go in again. Aggressive like. Now it's getting to the colour that I like. This is going to be a little bit of a controversial topic throughout this video. It's going to be a long video as well. People like a different strength to their tea. This sort of colour that I'm approaching now, you know, some say milky, I say perfect. Let me know in the comments, what's your shade? So okay, that's finished now. I think that's because you're going to get a little bit of extra brew when you squeeze the tea bag. Now flatten out the tea bag. I don't know if you can see that. I want to get that flat, just like this. And then once you've got it flat, you can attack it. Attack it against the side of the cup. Good squeeze, and you can see that extra goodness coming out. And then straight in to the tea bag receptacle. Give it a stir. You can add sugar if you're a savage. You can add sugar if you've got a sweet tooth. I don't go for the sugar. So that's our first. That's a milk-in steep. That's what I like to call it. And I'm quite pleased with that. It's not the sort of method I normally go for, but I think that's a nice coloration it's got in that. It's got the one bubble. It's got the one bubble effect in it. Oh, it's popped. My nan always said if you've got lots of bubbles in your tea, you've got money in your cup. I don't know, maybe that was an Irish thing. So I'm going to drink that and then I'll come back for another one. On to the next method. Well, first, let's refresh that water in the kettle. Let's get rid of it. Out with the old, in with the new. I like to fill it up to sort of a halfway, about 4 cups, because you never know, you might pop it for a little cup of tea. Boil that up again. The next method we're going for is a semi-steeped milk. So a milk towards the end while the bag is in. So we'll let this kettle boil and then we'll show you what's going on. So chuck your tea bag in. Join me in a few moments. Okay, the kettle has just boiled, it's just clicked off, so we've got to be really quick. So we're going to go for, I call this the Leicester retreating pour, because you've got to put it in tight and then back it off big time. You can hear the air infiltrating the bag. Look, it's positively buoyant. Look at that. Okay, don't let it sit and rest on its laurels. Get in and give it the clockwise shake. And stir 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 and stir. Let it get a good spin and then leave it to spin. Look at that. A bit closer. It's working its way. Look at that. That's just a happy little thing right there. Working its way around. But as it's working its way around, this is the sort of mid-steep technique. Give it some milk. Be brave. Go 1, 2, 3 seconds. Stop. Look at that. Look at the colour of that already. That's fantastic. Now it's settled, you go for another clockwise revolution. You let that run again. Just let it dance. This is magic, you know, it's tea ballet. So it's rolling and rolling and rolling. That is the coloration I would like. If you want deeper, darker, richer tones, you give it a lot longer. I've talked about this. Flatten out the bag, lay it on its side, and then bring it to the edge, and you squeeze it. You strangle the life out of that thing. And then back in your little tea receptacle there, and you finish with a clockwise stir. I don't care, this hasn't got sugar in it. Always stir to the finish. People mistakenly think you're stirring the sugar to try and let the tea absorb the sugar. If you haven't got any sugar on it, you still need to stir it. You still need tea and the H2O, that's water, embody each other and embrace each other in the ballet that is tea making. It's our second technique there, and that's the mid-steep milk-in, that's what I call it. And yeah, pleased with the results. Nice coloration. I'd say that's on the strong side for me, I'd say. We'll give that a little slurp and then we'll come back for round 3. Okay then guys, round 3, my personal favourite. It's the full steep evacuate tea bag milk in scenario. So what we're going to do, we're going to prep with the tea bag. The kettle is boiled, just boiled. We're going bing bang bong, Leicester retreat. You can hear the bag absorbing the air. You can see the coloration already. A good tip there. You've noticed that I've done that, the Leicester retreat and all of them. Pour close, draw back, let the air mix in with the water and the tea bag, making a lovely combination. Look at that. But don't let it sit for too long. Okay, again, with the clockwise rotation. Boom, boom, boom. Get a good healthy spin on. This is left hand. Don't forget, guys, this is not my dominant hand either. You can see it's nicely spinning, dancing in the cup. Fantastic. Let it move, let it move, let it move. And just when you think it's had enough, go again, go again, go again. You notice with this one, I'm not doing a counterclockwise motion. I'm just going full clockwise. I've tried both methods with the bag retreat milk in scenario, which is my favourite. And I don't know whether it's because we're in a different part of the hemisphere, maybe. The clockwise rotation is best for the bag. When I do the milk in, like remember in the very first scenario, I did a both way spin because I wanted to steep that bag into the milk that was already cold. Don't forget it's cold in there. You can always heat your milk up if you're weird. And then it's settling, it's settling, it's settling. The bag is very flat on the surface and straight in for a big squeeze. Hard squeeze, and squeeze as you retreat the bag, such like that. And there's no life in that. There's nothing left in that. And drop in. Same thing, sort of thing again, a Leicester retreat method, but with the milk, because we want to energize the milk as we pour it in. And fantastic. Look at the aeration. Look how that's come up. Fantastic. As my old nan said, that's money in your cup. And I believe her. That air is showing that that's good to go. And that's my favourite tried and tested method of tea. So the third method, that's our final method. That's all I'm going to show you today. You probably could get into sort of flavoured teas and mint teas if that's your bag. Full caffeinated, fully ready to go tea is my style. So I'll have to drink that. Okay, so you made your cup of tea, set it to the side. This is a very good moment to tidy down. Always tidy down while that's just settling, because like a rare piece of beef, it needs to settle, it needs to rest. So take this time to have a bit of a tidy up. But that's not the end. We're going to introduce now, ladies and gentlemen, at this late stage is this. It's the biscuit. Okay, not just any biscuit. This is a milk chocolate chunk biscuit. Look at this. Look at that. And I recommend to everybody watching, you dunk. Okay? You're in for 1, 2, 3, 4 out and in. And that's tender. That's like Welsh lamb. Okay? Let me repeat. No more than 4 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4 out and in. Thanks for watching.